So when I noticed my mom having memory issues, like she's being diagnosed with dementia, like Alzheimer's. I'm not sure which one it was. They explained the medical term to me, but it was very long and complicated, and I didn't really do enough research into it to like figure out which one was which. But I'm fairly certain it's Alzheimer's, and like I was living with my mother and helping her out, and she'd go to the bank and take out like $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000 in cash. Then I'd go to my mom like, "What the fuck are you spending this money on? Like, who are you giving all of this cash to?" And then she's like, "Oh, your Auntie Joanne. You know, the same Auntie Joanne who stole the $100,000 from my mom's bank account." Anyways, remember about a year ago, my mother put $35,000 in her checking account, and I asked her why, and she couldn't really give me an answer. And I'm going like, who the fuck did that money go to? And here, it turns out, my Auntie Joanne has been borrowing money from my mother. Now, I don't want to categorize it as borrowing because I think my auntie's just kind of stealing it and taking advantage of my mother. And then I also heard that my mother bought my sister Crystal a new van. And then I was like, well, my sister Crystal's been living out of my mother's other house for about 7 years now, ever since my father died. For the past 7 years, my mother's been paying renter's insurance, all of my sister's utility bills. It's... My uncle took over my mother's estate and is trying to figure out where all the money went. And I'm sitting here like, 7 years of living in your mother's house, not even being able to pay the utilities. But yet taking trips all over the fucking world, but not being able to pay, you know, rent or like utilities for your house. I'm fairly certain spending $20,000-$30,000 a year on a house that isn't generating income will only leave you in a downfall. I'm really not to blame for the financial ruin of, I guess, my mother, because, you know, I have an oldest sister who can do literally no wrong, and let's just say my oldest sister Crystal uses her kids as leverage over my mother. And if she wants something from my mother, she'll just, you know, leverage her kids against her grandmother. So, like, in order for my mother to see her grandchildren, my mother has to give her money. I'm at a loss for words of how I'm the piece of shit in this story. How I'm such a terrible fucking human being. But yet my sister pulls that type of shit. Same sister who, by the way, got me arrested and charged with a felony. But hey, I'm the piece of shit, right?